good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, it's Q&A for iCloud and Files Management. But first, it's the last day in our featured artist. We're going back to some Metal Shack, Kev Hart. This is Innocence.
Don't let it excuse your lies. Take away the truth that was one lie. Justify your lies. Take away the truth that was one lie. Justify your lies. Take away the truth that was one lie.
The mighty Kev Hart, Metal Shack. What do you say to that, hippie? Hippie? Boom. Ooh, boom. How do you do, everybody? Welcome to the show. Kev Hart. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. And I saw Cy right there. Cy effin' say, I've not heard this one because Kev is so prolific, you probably haven't heard lots of them. There is so many songs here in Kev's list. And there's so many more that aren't even actually on this channel because he's removed his channel and put it back before. But after we had a really great discussion on Clubhouse last night about music and the best way to support people's music is to go and buy it. You can subscribe all you want, man, but if you buy it, it's even better. So, yeah, good stuff. That's played 4 songs of Kev's amazing catalogue over this week, and there's plenty more. Let me move this microphone over here. There we go, so it's in front of me. I'm not talking sideways. Yeah, so there's plenty more. We'll talk over the top of it today. How's that? I think that's okay. In fact, let's do this. Boom. Shouldn't have done that. But anyway, yeah, so that's Kev Hart. Check out his YouTube channel and search for Metal Shack on your places like the music, Apple Music. Yeah, that's the best way to find people. Look at that. I listen to a lot of music on Apple Music. You may choose Spotify, whatever it is, your poison. But I think that is always the best place to listen to people's music. And if you do a search for Kev Hart, the new Primus single is awesome, by the way. Metal Shack. There we go. Does it come up? There is Metal Shack. So he's got heaps of stuff here as well. Look at all these albums, these EPs, albums. He's got one, two. He's got heaps of stuff. That is the best way to do it. Cool. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name's Jade. This is How to App on iOS, where every day, almost, we look at apps. We look at things and stuff, and sometimes stuff and things, and interviews with amazing creators, and also some live shows and mental health and all that kind of stuff to help you and your creativity. Yeah, because it's all about you. And let's say hello to you, the people who are here in the chat today. And we're going to continue our conversation about the Files app and iCloud storage. And hopefully you guys have got some questions for me. And if not, I will just go through and remove more stuff from my iPad. Because I've become addicted to deleting shit. How cool is that? Once you get in the rhythm of it, you become a slave to the rhythm. Anyway, Joe Glenn, hello. Peter is early. Hello, Peter. Hello, Thomas Christ. Hello, Borthwick. Hello, I have an idea. Good to see you. And who else do I see in the chat? Asai, always good to see you. David Collette, hello, my friend. Mars Capone, hello. Pete Johns is here. And, folks, later, what is it? Maybe 15, 16 hours, roughly that. I can't work things out. I'm going to be on Pete Johns' Creator Town Hall, the show that I help him invent. And so that's happening on Pete's channel in, say, 14 hours. Thank you, Pete. The Human Calculator, Pete Johns. Jesus Christ. Wrong button. 14 hours time, I will be on the Creator Town Hall. And I think the topic for it is live streaming versus pre-recorded content. So, because I've just started doing pre-recorded content. Who else do I see who's here today who I may have missed? I've got sidetracked from Pete Johns. Brian Baker, hello to you. Hello, hello, hello. Patrick Chandler, hello. Tremor Bear. Brad Example. Who else? Hello, Bradley. Russ8889. Hey, guess what, folks? Hang on, let me just do something. Make sure I've got nothing bad on my Photos app. One sec. All right, there's nothing bad on my Photos app. We can come back now. Sometimes you download photos from the internet, and you forget they're in your Photos app, and then you remember just as you go live and show everybody your Photos app, and all of a sudden, shit's bad. Hello, Yeet Cake. Hello. All right. I think I've covered everybody in the chat. But speaking of Russ8889, this is cool. Gregory Sullivan. Hello. I can't miss you, Gregory. So, yesterday, if you were watching the show here, you would have noticed in the chat, Russ was in the chat chatting with Sion and somebody who's most of you may know from around. James. This is, of course, Maffey's Gardens kid, who I streamed his music for like 48 hours. I think he got 200 and something plays, or maybe it wasn't that many. I can't remember how many, but it was a lot. You got a bunch of streams. Good to see you, James. All right. So yesterday, Sion was in the chat while I was doing the show, chatting with Russ, and they were organising a play date. And guess what? Look at this. There's Russ and Sion holding a Warts cup. Boom. How cool is that? Russ and Sion hanging out. Whoosh. And they did the whoosh together. So take that and stick it in your pipe, Ron Ward. I've got photos of cool people with my merch as well. Awesome stuff. Boom. That is really cool. So there is Sion and Russ, and I can't show you the other photos because neither of them are wearing clothes. But anyway, moving right along. Goodness me. Before we jump into look at the price drops or anything, so I don't know if that you can notice any difference in my sound today. You probably can't. But I received this in the mail yesterday. Look at this fancy little thing. This is the Mini Fuse 2, and I've been waiting for this for a little while. The postal system here, especially a company called Aromax. Hey, Aromax, if you're watching, good stuff. Aromax, great stuff, Aromax. Alrighty, so I've already got it connected. There it is. What a lovely addition it is to the studio. Look how it fits the white desk. It's lovely in white. It's looking good. It's looking sexy. It's a lot less deep than what I thought it would be. And it's going to fit in very well to today's show, talking about memory and storage, because I have this little sucker here, if you can see there. This is a little thumb drive, which is a both USB-C, so you can go USB-C, or you can go USB-A and flick between these. And I don't know how much memory is on this. I think it's maybe 200 gig or something like that. I think it's a 200 gig thumb drive. So why am I talking about this on a show where we're going to be talking about space and storage? Well, let me show you, because let's jump back into my Photos app and we'll get rid of those two creeps. So on the back of this interface, look at this. Not only does it have outputs, so you've got your left and right outs, you have a MIDI in and out DIN, you also have, here's the USB-C out to your iPad or your thing, but it has this, it has a hub, it has a USB-A hub built into it. What is this madness, I hear you say? What is this craziness? So you can install, you can put in a thumb drive. You can connect an instrument to the back of your audio, of your Arturia Mini Fuse 2 to the back. And so now start using your imagination. You could logically connect a powered hub to the back of this in there. And then from that powered hub, you could connect multiple things to that. This is the reason I got this interface. Not only do Arturia make fantastic stuff, and I paid for this, so this is not a, they haven't sent me this. I actually bought this on my own accord. But already we are looking at something very cool, I do believe. So to kick off, we'll have a look at some price drops on apps, and then we'll jump in and I'll take some questions. We'll have a look at that and see if this thumb drive actually works in the back of it. So MP3 audio converter is free, and I recommend you grab this. It drops every month or two. It's really cool. It's a good little MP3 converter. It's not one of those ones that disappears from the App Store. It's been on the App Store for a while, and it drops from $3 to free every now and again. I use it quite frequently. It's really easy to use, and it is now free at the moment. So when you type it in, remember what it says. Boom, 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 MP3 converter, ... audio converter. Pete says, just having your MIDI keyboard plugged in via USB at all times, pretty damn cool. Yes, Pete, but having 3 keyboards at one time, which I had yesterday, is even cooler. The more, the better. Synthmaster 1 and 2 are on sale. Cubasis 2 and 3 are on sale. Nano Studio 2 are on sale. Patterning 2, Drum Machine, The Revenge. God, there's a lot of sequels to these apps, isn't there? Pure Synth is free. Whole bunch of stuff on sale. Right, so what I want to do is see if... So my setup has changed back here as well. I want to show you guys. There's a little bit more going on back here. Now, let's move the camera down so you can see kind of what's happening. Right, you'll notice back here now, we've got, like in the previous show, we talked about external 2 terabyte spinning drive, 2 terabyte SSD. This is a 9-port hub, which has my Ethernet, my audio interface, my hub back there goes into here, and HDMI out, how you're seeing the iPad on your screen. I have a SD card in here as well. But now I've added here this little 7-port powered hub. So I have 2 powered hubs back there. One's 2 7-port powered hubs. So there's plenty of power back there for hubs, Gary hubs. And what I'm going to do is take this thumb drive and see if I can't plug it in to the back. Yeah. Hello, Black Covers. Hello, Suzanne. All right, so I'm just going to have to feel around because this thing's all connected. Ooh, 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 squishy. Ooh, slimy. Ooh, moving. Okay. So that didn't work. It's the memory stick. It's not the interface. One sec. Can't find the hole. Okay, so I just plugged in that memory stick. Now, there are rules to this thing, yeah? So, because if you're putting in something into the hub, it can only take, without a powered hub, I think it's I can't remember the actual measurement, 250 some kind of electrical measurement. So we'll have a look in the Files app and see if it's showing up. Oh, there it is, look. So this is that memory stick, this you can't see it. So down here, ESD/USB, that is plugged into the back of my mini fuse. How cool is that? To now have a thumb drive attached to the back of an audio interface. Man, that takes a lot of trouble out of things. So, thinking about that too, if I plug in a powered hub in the back of that, that should still work as well with a keyboard. And it has, because I've tried it, and I'll be doing a review of this next week. So what I'm going to do is take out the stick, and there you just see it disappeared from the list there. Let's do this. I'm going to plug it into the powered hub over here. And then plug the hub in. And look at that. So now I have back there this little powered hub. You can't see it kind of that well. This little thing here. That's a 7-port powered hub. And I've gone and plugged the thumb drive into that now and then plugged that into the back. And look, our little hard drive is back. So yeah, you can plug in, I'm guessing, you can plug in a SSD, a spinning drive. You can plug in as many instruments as you like with a powered hub, all going directly into this amazing little interface. Sweet goodness, lovely. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with it over the weekend and then giving you guys the rundown. And you know what the best thing is? These things are really cheap. They're only about $139 USD. So, and they're made by Arturia, so you know they're good. Good stuff. Alrighty, let's get into today. So, while we're in the Files app, we'll jump out of here and let's have a look at how much memory I have. Because if you've been following along, I removed a crap ton of memory in the previous show we did on this subject. Let's have a look at our about, and you can see I still have 155 gigabytes free. Because I've been very careful with what I add, what I remove. So there you go. How come on Windows you have to jump through all kinds of hoops to eject a thumb drive, but on iPad you just have to yank that sucker out? Well, isn't that an interesting question? Because you can just yank out a thumb drive out of a Windows computer. You can do that, all right? But what they're telling you is it is at your own risk. Now, there's been a lot of complaints because I pull them out all the time. I've never lost any data from doing it in a Windows computer. But you are supposed to apparently do the thing and remove it and use the software to remove it. There's been a lot of complaints from people with iOS saying, how come you haven't added a little button in there to safely remove it? Now, the reason they do that on Windows, to have the little button to safely remove things, because there's people out there who don't understand the concept of writing to disk. It's like anything. It's like if you're playing a video game, say you're playing your Xbox, and every time you get to a save point, it comes up and says, saving level, do not turn off machine. There are fucking people out there who will turn off the machine. There are people out there who are told, do not stick your hand into a fire, and they will. Right? So, I believe this. No, I could be wrong. I believe it's just a precaution to make people aware not to pull things out while they could be potentially saving your precious data. Yeah? Because, you know, it's like when we did the show on Files app last week and I was moving stuff around to another folder, I did say, go and check that everything's been moved to the folder before you go back and delete things. Because it takes time to transfer stuff across from your iPad to an external hard drive. And if it's still transferring, I can prove a point to you with this. I could do this right now. If you select, say, 50 files on your iPad, and then hit move and move them to another folder, and then just go delete the files that you're actually moving, and they haven't finished moving, all the files won't move because you've deleted them halfway through the process. So this is the reason why they do try and stop people from just yanking it out, because it might not have been finished its process and then you lose all your data. So unfortunately, Apple seems to be incapable of adding something like that to their Files app. Because the Files app is such a later addition to iOS, it's kind of baked on. You'll notice it is clunky. It is kind of not that cool because it's added on. Even when you're in the Files app, for example, and you are saving something, you get up here, this little circle. It's normally sitting up here, at the top where my little mouse is, and it's showing you how long it's taking to transfer the files to another folder. That's so clunky and small. Most people with bad eyesight wouldn't even see that. So, you know, everything about iOS's system is quite unique and tacked on, let's say. Now, you will notice here in the Files app, look at this. Can you see that? The mini fuse is showing up. My interface is showing up as a drive. Look at that. It's got some folders in it too. I'm going to have to look more into this. I wonder if I can plug this into my computer, dump some files on it, and then, I don't know. That's a good point. But there are some files in here. There's a README and a URL thing. It looks like it. I don't know what that is. But it is showing up here with my hard drives. So that's an interesting little tidbit. We'll get to that. All right. What I'm going to do now is continue on removing stuff. Does anybody have any questions? Please, if you do have any questions about the iCloud and the files system within iOS, relating to cleaning things, stuff like that, please let me know. And if you can, just put question. Yeah, look, Apple have said in relation to this, I just want to put this question up, or what Gregory said. Apple have said in relation to unplugging hard drives, just unplug them. Just make sure you're not unplugging them while they're saving something. Think logically. Like they have said it should be not harmful. They've made a statement about this. So it's been something that they have addressed. So there's that. So don't be afraid if you're on your iPad and just rip it out. Is there any sort of encryption available on iOS drives? I don't think so. Not that I've seen. I don't think there's no encrypt. I don't think there's any encryption. I don't think the Files app is that advanced. Individual drives can have encryption and stuff, but I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, from what I've read, Mars Capone, I have not seen any form of encryption unless you, so if it's an external drive, unless you move files to an external drive and you use the software that comes with certain drives, like some Seagate drives come with software, but you would have to be installed on a computer. And I'm guessing you could probably then plug that drive into a computer and use the software with a Seagate or whatever brand that you're using. And then you could possibly encrypt it there. But I would suggest that can only be done using a computer and the software that is provided when you buy an external hard drive. With iOS, I don't think that can be done. In fact, I'll say 100%. Hello, Kim Harden Hudson. I'll say with 100%. I don't think it can be done on iPad. Everything's very simple and basic on iOS. So who knows? Maybe that is a thing that is coming. But at this point, I think we're just plug and play, move stuff around, and that's about it. But if you're going to move that hard drive to a computer, you can possibly do that. Yeah, Mega is still up. For those of you, Black Covers is just written here. I should be putting comments up today. Mega, if you don't know about Mega, don't even think I'm connected to it at the moment. Oh, yes, I am. Look at that. I've got some files in there. That's pretty cool. So Mega remember Kim.com. Does anybody know Kim.com? He was a guy who had a file sharing app back in the day where people would upload pirated movies and stuff like that. I can't remember what it's called now. God, can't remember what it's called. Anyway, he got hunted down by the FBI. He was on the run. He moved to New Zealand. And then he started up this app called Mega. And trust me, it's worth your time going over to Mega because... Let's show you. This is, and good, thanks for bringing this to my attention, Black Covers. Good stuff, because this ties in really well. As you can see, you can use Mega in your Files app. So if you hit plus here and go to mega.co.nz, I think. Or is it Mega.io? Mega.io? I think it's Mega.io. Let's see. Here it is, yes. So, mega.io. And look at the pricing. Because I'm pretty sure for free, am I right? For free, I'm pretty sure you get 50 gig of space. So yeah, so the first payment one is 1 terabyte, 400 gig, but I'm pretty much for free. You get 50 gig. So create an account. Oh man, now it's going to open a map. Didn't want to do that. But I am absolutely positive about this. You should get 50 gig of free space when you just sign up for the free one. Because I have about 5 accounts. Oh, there you go. Free storage. Oh, so you get 20. There you go. 20 gig for free, though. That's not too bad if you just want to transfer things. So there you go. Compared to Google Drive, you used to get 50 gig. And I think because I have a few old accounts, I've got 50 on them. But yeah, so it's worthwhile to sign up an account just to get 20 gig. And as you saw there, in your Files app, you can connect it in here. So I have Mega connected. Box is another one. I'm not sure how much Box gives you. And if you want to connect new things, you can go up here to the top and edit your sidebar. And whatever kind of apps you have installed that are storage devices like these, like Mega, Box, Dropbox, iCloud, OneDrive, Google, they will show up here and you can turn them on and off. You sign into them once and then you can access all of your files that you have, like Google Drive, OneDrive. There you go. So my OneDrive files are there. Dropbox is all here as well. And you have them all at your leisure in the Files app. And you can, except for Mega, I don't think you can drag and drop stuff from here. You have to, in Mega, you have to download them or send them to another place. If I click on the dots, does it work? Oh, there you go. It's downloading the file right now. So, let's just see what it does. This is a guitar riff or something. Guitar part. How are you able to access these? Oh yeah, so it opens here, and then you would have to share this to another part of. So it's a bit clunky, the Mega thing, but it still is another place, another bit of extra storage for you to have stuff in. Yes, yes, yes. How do you keep track of where you stored what? I'll tell you how. You just click on it and have a look at the file structure. Black Ops. Well, the thing is, name stuff. Name stuff correctly. Put it in files. Name stuff so you can actually see what it is. Don't make your life hard. That's another thing. It takes a few seconds to name things so you know where they are and you know what they are. Yeah. Instead of having a million files in GarageBand that say Project 155. And I'm guilty of that, so yeah, I can't really talk. So look, I have a project in here in my recently deleted. Let's start today by deleting this. Delete all. Goodbye. Of course, Rust names nothing. Why am I not surprised? All right, so I want to go in and clean some more space. So while we're here, and we looked at, you know what? We looked at LumaFusion. And since I did LumaFusion, guys, I actually did this. So I went on my iPad. Everything's alphabetical at the moment. And where are we? LumaFusion, LLL. And this is the file structure of LumaFusion. We covered this a little bit in the last show. So we've got our library and media. This is your photo library. So this is anything that you've imported into LumaFusion from your Photos app, right? And then underneath here is Storyblocks. So anything that I have downloaded from Storyblocks and I've used in a project is in here, right? So you can see there's a lot of stuff here and it saves everything. It saves audio files, video files, images, and you can see I've got a lot of things. So 671 items I have downloaded from Storyblocks into the LumaFusion app. Yeah? Hello, Leela. Been listening while I guided out a disability workaround for laundry. Good to have you here. Anybody else who I may have missed? So here we are. So that folder there, library media, just so you know. Presets. Here's where all the effects and presets, audio effects, LUTs, all this kind of stuff appears in LumaFusion. Yeah. Project backups. I don't really want to open this because it's a mess. Damn, look at that. It's a lot of stuff. Anyway, we've got a question, so we can interrupt this to Joe. Joe has a 128 gigabyte thumb drive. Is it supposed to be formatted? Yes. If it tells me come back later. Okay, so that sounds like it's not formatted correctly. The best thing to do in this situation is to format it. And unfortunately, you can't do it on an iPad. You need to have a computer. It's one of the unfortunate things about iOS. And you need to format the file structure. The best way to do it, so there are a couple of different file formats. The best thing I recommend to set it to is exFAT. Because when you do a format on a computer, you can choose the file structure. Yeah, exFAT works across Mac and Windows. That's why I suggest that. You can do FAT32, and that'll work fine as well. But yeah, just to be safe, I always do exFAT, just so in case I need to like plug it into a Mac or I need to plug it into a Windows, then it will understand. Both computer structures will understand that. So I would try formatting that thumb drive and changing it to an exFAT. I do believe now that it's supposed to read FAT32 now, iOS. They made some changes to the structure. But just to be safe, I would do that. Or you can click that link that Russ has just put in the chat, and maybe that'll answer your question. I doubt it, but who knows? So try that, Joe. So in this file structure here in LumaFusion, we have reversed media. So anything that you go into in LumaFusion and reverse, what it does in LumaFusion, it actually takes the file and it makes this backup of the file and then creates the reverse file. And this is the actual data that is stored for reverse clips. Not anything we're going to understand. Here, also, trust me, Joe, that link probably isn't going to help. It's probably some weird clip of somebody with no legs. If you want to install fonts, right, so FAT30, yeah, they did upgrade it. Ivan Ideas just put, my thumb drive is FAT32, so it absolutely works. Yeah, when they first introduced drives, it wasn't working, and I think over time they have added FAT32 to the structure of the Files app, which is cool. Hello, Gary Hubbs. Let's unselect you. User fonts. Hey, if you need to add fonts to LumaFusion, this is where you do it. So there's another reason why I'm showing you LumaFusion's file structure. If you need to add fonts, and fonts are OTF files, TTF files, you can get them from anywhere online. I've done shows on it if you want to search. This is where you install fonts. And here we have user media. Here's where all the folders are that you see in your imported section in LumaFusion. So here are all those folders, yeah? With all the items that you have saved in them. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because I went over to my external hard drive, my Rocket Pro, and made a LumaFusion backup the other day. So here we are, LumaFusion files. And you'll see this is the entire file structure from my LumaFusion. So if I wanted to right now, I could go into LumaFusion and take all of these files here, which I'm just going to do it for fun. What can go wrong? Yeah? What can go wrong? So let's go over to LumaFusion and show you this. Here's a good way to clean out a whole bunch of space. So firstly, go to your LumaFusion. On my iPad, here, on my iPad, go to LumaFusion. Find your library media. Or just do what I have done. Select all of these, every one of them, yeah, and copy or move the entire lot to an external hard drive. So you have a 100% backup of all of these files. And wait till they have fully transferred. Go over, once you've hit move, and once they've said they've transferred, then head over to your drive and make sure they have all been saved. So go into each folder and make sure there's no little spinning icon or anything. Make sure that they're all good here. There's no like waiting to save. Make sure everything is saved. Give it plenty of time. Check every folder. And then you should be able to go in back here on my iPad to LumaFusion. This is scary. Library media, and I'm going to delete everything in my Storyblocks folder. Now, as I mentioned briefly there, in Storyblocks, every time you choose something from Storyblocks, it downloads it to your iPad so you can use it. So this is where a lot of space gets taken up with LumaFusion and your hard drive. So here it all is here. Look at it all. 4K. Look at all this stuff. What's the largest thing in here too? Let's have a look. So I'm going to click up here and hit size. And the largest file in here is 510 meg. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff in there. So shall we select all this? Select all. And shall we delete it and see what happens? Now remember, I have about 100 gig taken up with LumaFusion. Oh my God, I deleted it all. I deleted it all. No. Damn, recently deleted. There they all are. Look, sitting in recently deleted. Now you'll notice they're all grayed out because it's taking time to actually send them all. And see the ones down the bottom, they're all like light. All right, now they're all here. So they're all sitting here in my recently deleted. So I still haven't deleted them yet. I can still bring them back, but I don't want to do that. I want to go over here. I want to delete all. Goodbye. Gone! Okay. So I wonder, let's have a look and go and have a look at my iPad storage. And let's see if it's made a difference in LumaFusion. It looks like it. No, it looks like it hasn't. So it's all good because I have them already saved. Now look, see, it still says I've got 105 gig here. Still says it. Look at that, 105 gig taken up. Now, this will take time. This will take time. And if I jump over here and have a look at this app here, let's see if it's doing anything. I'm going to hit click once and we're going to try and clean this and see if it makes a difference. See, I would have thought deleting those would have cleared a fucking lot of space. But it looks like it hasn't. But it can take time. Sometimes it can take about 10 minutes for it to update. Sometimes it can take a reboot. I'm not scared because I do have all those files. And I saw Mars ask a question, so let's answer this. Do all those files disappear when you cancel your Storyblocks subscription? No, I don't think they do. I think they stay there because you've actually downloaded them. So I think that's not too bad. From I've never cancelled my thing, but from what I do believe, if you've downloaded it and it's in that folder, and you've done even what I've done and just moved them, then you've got them all saved on an external hard drive, so you should be okay. All right, let's have a look in general, see if anything's updated here. Look at that, it's updated here. I got 10 gig. I got 10 gig back. There you go. See? Immediately, it is updated here. So 10 gigabytes back. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I went to the settings in my LumaFusion and did a cleanup there. Yeah, so we've talked about this Sion though, right? The problem is with doing that, and it's cool that you can do that, right? But be aware, in LumaFusion, disk cleanup says, clean up unused cached media, 52. Clean up all cached media, right? It doesn't always, from my using this, it doesn't always discern what's actually being used and what's not being used. And you may have stuff in there that you want to use again, right? But you may have stuff in there you have no need for. Cool. If you know that everything in here you don't actually need, everything that's in all these files you don't need, then go for it. Go do it. Go for your life. But if you have a whole bunch of mixed items in here, it's a good idea not to use this because you may lose some files out of projects that you are currently using. There's been a bunch of times I've gone in and just gone, oh yeah, cool. Well, I trust this. It says this stuff's unused. Yeah, just get rid of it. And I've got rid of it and then opened up a project and gone, where's the files? I thought it knew that I was using this. Remember, AI, intelligent shit, it's not that intelligent always. So just think about it. Have a look at the stuff. Get accustomed to the Files app. Understand the file structure. That's what these shows are about. Understanding the file structure of what goes on behind the scenes of these apps. Yeah? It's just a best way to do it. Now you'll notice that folder that I had, which should be down the bottom here, where I just deleted everything, that no longer exists here. It should, where is it? Let's check. Yeah, it's not there anymore. So the folder that I deleted, it's the entire folder's disappeared. Good stuff. But we have cleared all that space. And now if I change this, this is gone up a little bit. It says 86. All right, now another thing, remember, let's just jump over here. So this is, now look, see, this has changed even more. Look, it's gone up 111.52. See what I mean? You have to wait. You have to give it time. Don't like sit there pressuring it going, but I want it all done now. It's actually taking its time. If we maybe jump out and jump back in again. All right, so it's kind of stopped at 111. Over time, it releases all this memory. It's got to try and allocate all this memory that's just been removed from it, and it's got to restructure the file system. And that's most of the time the reason why. And look at that. See, I gave it some time, and now look, LumaFusion has gone down to 95 gigabytes. There you go. See, so it just takes a little bit of patience to sit back and just give it some fucking space. Let it do its thing, and eventually you'll get your space back. So, I mean, that's great. I just got 10 gig very easily, and I know I can put back... God, there's a whole bunch of stuff moving down here. And you know you can put those files back whenever you like. How do I know this? Let's try it. Alrighty, so we are back here to our iPad. On my iPad, we want to go to LumaFusion. We want to go to alphabetical. Fingers crossed, guys. Library media. There's story blocks. So there we go. There's still nothing in there. So we want to now go to my Rocket Pro. Find LumaFusion files. Library media. Story blocks. Here are all the files in here. In a second. Maybe. They're not loading. What's going on? Now I'm shitting myself. What's happening? Oh, man. Okay. There they are. Oh. See, I had you all going there, didn't I? I should have had the heartbeat thing sound effect I've got here going. Select all. And now we'll move these. What? There's only 61 items. Hang on a minute. Why is there only 60? Oh, I'm in the actual wrong section. That's why. Jesus Christ. LumaFusion files, user media, story blocks. Oh man, there they are. Select all. Move. And we want to move these to, you know what, Thomas, I know you're writing phew, but you guys don't know this. I actually have the exact same thing backed up on my other hard drive, the Seagate one over here as well. So it's a good idea to get into the habit of backing stuff up everywhere on my iPad. We want to go to LumaFusion. LumaFusion, library media, story blocks, copy. And it's going to do its thing. So I'm not sure how long that's going to take because, 10 gig? So it could take a little bit. But it's as easy as that to transfer stuff back and forward. And, we talked about this in the previous show. You do have the offload button, which essentially is what the offload button does. It offloads the app and everything that's kind of in that app. So don't be afraid to use the offload app if you need some space to go and do something, because you can bring it back. And I showed you in the previous episode how to use the offload feature. But for things like LumaFusion, GarageBand, whatever DAW you're using, understand the file system, make your backups, and you should be fine. So this is going to take some time. Thomas, are you up next today? Thomas, I think Thomas has You Rock coming up next. So I'm definitely not going to go over time. I promise you that. Hopefully this transfer will happen just in time. So it's and the interesting thing is this is coming from an SSD now to an SSD. So it's taking a little bit of time. Yes, U-Rock is up next. So remember that, guys. There's the link straight up. Let's go and support Thomas Christ and his amazing channel. He's a good human being. Even if your song sucks, he won't tell you. Oh, man. Tell me to shut up, please, today. Look, this probably hasn't been as informative as the first show, but seriously, my recommendations before we close out today's show, honestly, go have a look at my gear guide, Pete's gear guide, decide on getting an external hard drive or two or some thumb drives, invest in them, have them connected to your device, make sure you have powered hub, that kind of thing. For your own safety, it is very important that you have all this stuff, yeah? Because I get sick of seeing people writing on forums and stuff. I lost my projects. I lost this stuff. It's up to you to back up this stuff. It's not up to Apple to back up this stuff. If you buy iCloud space, cool. Turn it on. Let it do the backup. But be positive, man. Be positive and be proactive about, backing up stuff. Make sure you back up the important stuff. Because it is important. This is your music. You put your heart and soul into it. It's your video, all this kind of stuff that you make. And losing it is absolutely heartbreaking. So, be proactive about this stuff. Get your hard drives. Get these things. There's a lot of good ones out there. Most hard drives work these days straight off the bat. I've kind of shown you, you can go to my gear guide and check out all the stuff I have on there. It is gear.howtoapponIOS.com. And everything's there, even links to my new Arturia mini fuse. So definitely do that. Look, and I'm terrible at backing up things as well. But you know what? Trust me, once you lose something that is a lot of data and it hurts, hopefully you'll never do it again. Yeah? Because it's happened to me and it's definitely fucking hurt. Wonder what speed the hub in the interface is. It is a USB-A 2. So it's not a USB 3, it's a USB 2. That is the USB connection. So it's nothing fancy. So it's not super fast. But hey, I'm not going to complain about it. It's a hub in the back of my interface. It is sensational. Yesterday, I had plugged into it. I had my Turia Keystep 37 and my M Audio Code 49. 2 keyboards connected into the back of my audio interface, still with the MIDI DINs free. So by the time I do the review, I'll have a whole bunch of instruments connected into the back of the interface. Looks like we're at the end. You know what's coming up, and I can't stop this action going. Oh, look at that. It finished right on time. Boom. What do you say, hippie?
Boom.
Exactly. One more time.
Boom.
Yeah. So those files now should be over here on my iPad. LumaFusion. Where are we? LumaFusion. User Media. Storyblocks. There they are. And eventually, look at that. We're at 101. So it's now got the 10 gig back there. See, it's very easy to do. Very easy to remove stuff, put it back. Don't be afraid. Just back stuff up, yeah? Tomorrow, guys, please join me. We've got a really cool interview, as usual. Another amazing artist on the show. And it is, of course, can I find the thing? It is Manny from the Lily Pillies is on tomorrow. So hopefully you can come and join me for that. It's going to be good fun. And yeah, awesome stuff. All right, thank you for being here, everybody. I hope you've got something out of today, if not even a laugh or 1 or 2 or 3. Head over to Thomas's channel. He's going to be playing your music because you rock. And remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we all rise together. And I'll see you tomorrow with the Lily Pillies. Bye for now.
Boom.